job. You guys want to walk them this way?
That's my
Good job. He's always been very curious about shoes since he was little. So because they don't have hands like we do, they rely on their mouths to kind of feel everything. So you'll notice he almost always puts everything in his mouth. He is in that toddler stage where he has to kind of check everything out. Good job. Yes, that's very smart. Very smart. Come on, come on. He said, "Look, I found something. I made a new friend." Did you make a friend? They're very sweet.
The big one, the king penguins looking down at him. He's like, what are they out there?
That's what he always needs to his own ground. Look at your friends. Want to go see our little friends? Your friends are that one. He said, sounds good. Do you guys have any questions about penguins? They're pretty cool. We have 5 species of penguins here at the zoo. So obviously this is our one warm weather species, and it's just warm enough today for these guys to be outside. And then we have 4 cold weather species. The one swimming across the front right now is one of our chin straps. Her name is Fez. And then we have our gentoos, which are the ones that look like they're wearing earmuffs. And then we have our macaronis, are the ones with the yellow crest on their head. That's actually why they get their name. And all of our macaronis are named after cheese or pasta. And then we have our king penguins, who are our biggest guys in there, who are absolutely goofballs. I know they love a good penguin walk, so I know they're bummed they didn't get to go today. Right?
Yeah, look, they're all lined up and they're watching like,
I saw it in his eyes too. She was like, what if? Are we all going to go that way now? If we want to walk, we can walk. So just like your dogs and cats, they get the zoomies. That's what we call the zoomies. And because he's still younger, he doesn't really know how to channel those emotions. So when he gets really excited or overstimulated, he does things like that where he's like, I don't know what to do with all of this energy. So we just try to be really calm with him just to kind of let him work through it and try not to react, because when we react to it, then he gets reinforcement from it. But then you can see he calms down and he's like, I'm fine. But I know. Good job.
Question.
Yeah. So we can touch them because they're like our family. We spend more time with these guys than we do our families at home. So they do get to know us pretty well. And we feed them and give them lots of love like your pets at home. So that's why they don't mind being touched by us. But just like if a stranger came and hugged us, we'd be like, oh my gosh, who are you? It can be a little bit intimidating. Good job. I'll go back this way. Good job. Good boy, Marlon. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Yes, you're so smart. Good job. Good, go look, go look. Who is it? You forgive me now? Who's there? Who's there? Do you guys have any other questions? Yeah.
What types of things do you do for stimulation, and how smart are they?
Yeah, so our penguins are pretty smart. So one of their favorites is they love foraging enrichment. So things that they can put their mouths on and find food. So we have these big 5-gallon buckets that hold in them that will actually sink, and they'll have to pull food out. All of our penguins, especially our Humboldts, participate in. It's okay, Marlin. Participate in training. So Marlin, in particular, because he's really smart and young, we try to stimulate him in lots of different ways. So he is really smart at target training. He voluntarily steps on a scale. We're working on crate training with him. So for different events and things, he can go places. So he's done a really good job with that. The rest of his colony is also very smart. The one with the red band, her name is Palua. I think she is probably one of our smartest penguins at the zoo. She knows how to get what she wants, and she will hog the scale when we do scale training with the colony and be like, no, I know I'm supposed to stand here. So enrichment's really important for them, as well as they live pretty well as a social colony. I think they're probably, the Humboldts live most naturally to what they would in the wild, which is pretty cool. Good job. Are you better now? Yeah, you just had to get your energy. That was a great question. Any other questions? Yes, you're okay. Yes, I know. I know. We're gonna go this way. Our friends went that way. Can you see them?
I think I want to make you.
Yeah, you have a question? So it depends on where they are in the world. So depending on the species. So Humboldts are found in South America. So they have different predators than our cold penguins would. I know you're very curious over there. So it just kind of depends on where they're located. Funny enough, for Humboldt penguins, where their native climate in South America, actually dogs are one of their biggest predators. So wild dogs that are people that are kind of just loose will attack penguins. Same within South America or South Africa. So that was a great question. I know you have to play with everyone today. I know it. So it depends on the species. So our oldest Humboldt, as I said, is 17 years old. Our oldest Gen 2, we actually have two 38-year-olds. So it just kind of depends on the species. So for Gen 2s, they live to about 30 to 40 years old. So 38 is very geriatric. For Humboldts, our oldest we've had here at the zoo is 24. So we still, and they can live to about 20 to 30. So we still have these guys are still fairly young.
Let's go see the sharks.
Yeah.
You want to go see sharks?
Any other questions? Yeah, what's your question? So we have the oldest right here. Her name is Palua. She's a girl. And her boyfriend PJ, who's not out here right now, is also he just turned 18, so he's just a little bit older. But he's a boy. Any other questions? Yeah. So all of our penguins here at the zoo or hatched here or from another institution, so none of them were brought in from the wild. That's a great question. So these guys right now, their habitats are struggling, so releasing them into the wild, it would be really difficult for them to survive, like I said, with those predators like dogs and things that are attacking them, as well as there's a fish shortage in a lot of different areas right now, so there is a problem with starvation. So our goal here at the zoo is to breed the penguins and keep their genetics widespread. So that way, if we do have the opportunity to release them back in the wild, we'll have a widespread genetics to keep the population alive. So, yeah.
You said Marlin was like super smart, but he's also like one of the younger ones. Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys spend a lot of time with them, but like, how do you guys make that difference?
So, just like your pets at home, we get to know their personalities pretty well. Marlin was partially hand-raised, so that's why he's so comfortable with me doing this with him, versus some of the other ones you can see they're kind of like, I don't know. So he's comfortable with us. So we started working with him when he was really little, which a lot of times when the parents are raising them, we like to be hands off and let him be as natural as possible. Marlin is an ambassador for his species, so he's done a couple different trips to different places in Kansas City to promote wildlife conservation. So he is an ambassador, so he's got to learn some more different kind of training than these guys would learn. We're working on some new behaviors with them as well. So some of them are better at some tricks than others, or tricks behaviors than others. But just like us, we have different things that are our strong suits. Yeah. We don't have have any little blue penguins here, but you can find them in Australia. They're pretty cute. They're really small. But the one when Marlin was little, he actually, and even now, still kind of looks like a little blue penguin, so it can be deceiving. Yeah.
What is the average lifespan?
So it depends on the species. For Humboldts, these guys out here is about 20 to 30. For our Gen 2s, which are the ones that look like they have earmuffs on, they can live to about 30 to 40, almost up to 45 now. We have two 38-year-olds here at the zoo, which is really awesome. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. So also depends on the species. So with our Humboldt penguins, the sunshine with their eyes can be one of the biggest things. We can see eye problems in them. But for the most part, it's mostly like mobility changes because in the wild, these species typically only live to about 10 to 25 years old. So we find new health problems as they get older, like the ones up to 38 years old. We manage some different things with them because they're not really supposed to live that long. They haven't adapted to live that long, but because of the healthcare and stable environment without predators and food, we can kind of help them live a little bit longer. So it kind of just depends. Any other questions? Any more? Marlon. Oh yeah. Anything else? All right. Well, we're gonna take them back home and waddle on home. Thanks for hanging out with us. Want to go find your friends?
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. Stay dry out there.
We'll open this up again.